last video for the week, we're going to look at Deliverable 5, which are calculation questions. This is where you're going to see what we were learning about the theorems and how we can actually use those to solve. So the theorems, we learned how they work and why they work from the proofs. Now we're going to actually put them to work to do some solving. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Maybe. Here we go. So here we are at Deliverable 5, calculation questions. You can hit this handy dandy bookmark right here to go back to this link right here to go to all of the rules up in that big box at the top. And you guys are going to need to draw out these diagrams in order to mark them up and get full credit. So go ahead and draw this diagram for number 1, and then we'll go through it together. All right, so once you have that drawn out, what we're going to do is read the question and annotate the diagram. So it says, consider the diagram of circle O at right. Remember, circles are named by their center point. If AB equals 6, here's AB. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that as 6. Okay. If AB is 6, BD is 2. And AC is 4. Okay, so I'm marking from A to C as 4. Determine the length of CE. Okay, so this is my X or my question mark. I'm going to put in a question mark. This is what I'm trying to solve for. This is E. Okay. All right. Now I need to go look back at my theorems. I'm going to scroll up. My drawings are going to come with me, but I want to show you for future problems. So if we scroll up and look at our theorems, okay, or click that link to come up, I need to find a theorem that matches the diagram I basically have going on. So I had, if you remember your diagram or look down at the diagram you drew, I had 2 secants. So which theorem matches with 2 intersecting secants? Theorem 1 is about intersecting chords? No. Theorem 2, lengths of 2 intersecting secants. So I know I'm working with this theorem 2. Okay, so you need to look at the diagram for the question and say, is it secants? Is it chords? Is it a secant and a tangent? There's going to be one hint that is 2 tangents that you need to work with. Okay, so you need to look to see what your diagram looks like, which theorem it goes with. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm coming back, matching up my diagram, my drawings with my annotations. All right, so I know from looking at my diagram and the theorems that this is what I want to use. Theorem number 2, okay? And it's this, A times B equals C times D. Now, I might need to keep going back up and remind myself for theorem 2, what does A represent? What does B represent? That's okay, use this link, we can hop back up. So what is A in our theorem? It's the full length of one of the secants, and B is the exterior part of that secant. So I'm gonna go fill these in. I'm gonna go link myself back down. A is, well, then I just have to choose which one am I gonna write as A and which one am I gonna write as B. So I'm gonna say this one over here is my A. The total length of this is 8, 6 plus 2. And I'm multiplying it by the exterior part. That exterior part is 6. So 8 times 6 equals, and then I'm gonna go back up and look again, what is my C and my D? Okay, so I'm gonna go check again. It's okay to flip back and forth. C is the full length of the other, times D is the external part. So back down one more time. Here we are. I'm gonna fill in this last part, okay? So C represents this full length, and D represents the exterior length. So my question mark basically is, I'll call it an X now, and I'm multiplying it by 4, right? I don't know what my full length is. This is a question mark or an X as well. But this, here we go, let's solve. 8 times 6, that's 48, equals 4x. Then I divide. Now I'm just solving for something basic, but remember, this is going to get me this x right here is this full length right here, okay? So I'm solving for this full length. I divide both sides by 4. I get 48 divided by 4 is 12. So 12 is this full length right here. That was an awful label. This full length here, I know is 12, okay? Now this is basic. 12, the whole thing is 12, but I want to find out this length right here, and I know this part right here is 4. I can do really basic something, which is 12 minus 4 equals whatever CE is. 12 minus 4 is 8. So I know CE is 8, okay? So you're going to do the same thing down here for number 2. Take a look at this diagram, draw it for yourself. Go look at your theorems. Which one does it match with? What kind of structure do you have here? Label what you know and put in an X for what's missing. Make sure you're solving for what the question asks for. You guys got this. Come to office hours or send me an email if you have questions. Make sure you remember to do the cool down, which are just 2 quick reflection questions. All right, good luck. Bye.